The Prentice Allsup Heating and Air Coaches Corner, fueled by Donut Country and McDonald's Murfreesboro on FM 101.9 and AM 1450 Murfreesboro, FM 100.5 Smyrna, and streaming at WGNSSports.com.
The Coaches Show is brought to you by Dan France Concrete, a licensed and insured residential and commercial concrete construction contractor serving Middle Tennessee. That's Dan France Concrete. It is my honor to welcome in the head coach of the Laverne Wolverines, Mike Woodward, joining us here this morning. Coach, first time to talk to you this year. It is good to be with you.
I appreciate it. Always good talking to you, Brian.
Yeah. Man, you had a humdinger of a game last night with the Siegel Stars.
Yeah, sure did. Big crowd, home opener for us, in-county game. Great environment. Can't say enough about, our school and our community coming out and supporting last night. And, a heck of a ball game. We just ended up a couple plays short, but it was a great environment last night. Maybe
kind of dug yourself a hole a little bit early on. I think Siegel was up 14-0, but you kept climbing back into it and had a chance late.
Yeah, did not. We didn't start, the way we wanted to. Obviously, had a bad snap on a punt, which really, basically gave them 7 points. I think they tackled our punter on the 2-yard line, and so they punched it in. So we started off in a big hole early, and then, they scored another touchdown with like a minute and a half or maybe a minute left in the half to go up 2 scores. So we just were really, sloppy, didn't come out with the energy we really wanted in the first half. I feel like in the second half we got things fixed and went out and played the way, we expected to play from the start. And I was, really proud of our guys, the way we played in the second half. But, we just got to figure out a way to play 4 quarters like the last 2 last night.
Coach, you've also, and I know that you have worked with this and your kids have, but kind of changing the way you do things offensively, you're going to have some of those times, I guess, inconsistencies, but you would hope that they get fewer and fewer. And from week 1 to week 2, we always talk about, that's usually when you see the biggest growth if you look back over the season as a whole. What do you think about that in terms of your team from week 1 to week 2?
Yeah, on the offensive side, I thought we played much, much better. I mean, first off, you can tell by the point production that we did a better job finishing off drives. Thought our quarterback, Dre DeMoss, did a really great job reading things in the run game and also making some throws. We come out in the second half, and we have a 17-play touchdown drive that ate up 10.5 minutes of clock. I mean, that was huge for us and got us to within 6 at that time. And I thought it really got us, some positive momentum and got us going there in the second half. But, yeah, I mean, offensively, I thought we made really big strides. Not big enough, but definite improvement from week 1. I know we ended up with over 200 yards rushing. Dre had 100 himself, and Cameron Samuel had another 80 or 85. So, I mean, we're starting to get some production up there. Would like to see some bigger plays in the pass game when we get opportunities, but we'll keep working at it and try to be able to hit a couple big shots to go along with our run game.
Talk to me a little bit about your offense and what you're running. There are a lot of run options there, but there's also some passing opportunities, and I know you just mentioned that you wanted to kind of grow in that area. What does that look like for a team that's running a veer type offense?
Well, I mean, for us, so it's triple option. So the first thing is, people talk a lot about quarterback reads and stuff with, RPOs and things. And to me, the triple option puts just as much, if not more pressure on the quarterback because, a majority of our run game is based off of him reading 1 or 2 different guys. And that's why, I mentioned earlier, him getting so much better at making those reads and getting the ball in the right hands. That's huge, and it's something defenses don't see a lot. So, I mean, I think it's tough for them to prepare for. And I think the more comfortable, Dre gets there at quarterback and the more comfortable we get as a unit with all our motions and are able to start doing more shifting and things like that, that will help with the diversity. And then, it's also an offense where, I guess conception is that it's just ground and pound, and that's true. But when you do throw it, I mean, it's usually for big chunks. We talk about, he might only complete 5 passes in a game, but those 5 passes could end up being 400 yards and 2 scores because the defense everybody naturally starts getting closer and closer to the line of scrimmage, and then next thing you know, you got a receiver back there behind everybody, and we've had that 2 weeks in a row now. We just have yet to, complete one for whatever reason. Last week it was Dre overthrown some guys who were open, and last night it was, guys were open and had chances to and didn't make the catch. So, it's just getting on the same page there and finding a way, like I said, to cash in those opportunities. And then when we do those, I'll expect a different outcome. And we've lost 2 games, and it's a total of 11 points, so you can easily see on the offensive side, 3 plays in 2 games, and we're 2-0 right now instead of 0-2. So,
yeah.
We just got to keep the guys positive and keep them working and see that we're getting better, and it's all gonna pay off here in the near future.
Mike Woodward joining us as we talk Laverne football this morning. You have to, I guess the triple option. It's obviously more run than pass, but if the only thing you're going to do is run the football, you really take away some of your deceptiveness with the opposing defense. So you have to really kind of mix it up, I guess, is my point.
Yeah, you do, and we got a couple. We had a couple quick screens that got positive yards for us, and we have guys out there who can do good things with the ball in their hands. Like I said, we're just not hitting them for whatever reason right now. So we just got to figure out maybe some different things to do in practice to make it more game-like, or to put a little more stress on them, because we'll hit them in practice and then we're not hitting them in the games on Friday when it counts. So. Just like I said, just a couple of those, and those are 14 more points, or big plays to switch field position, those kind of things. But I'm very happy with the way we've been able to control the ball. We didn't turn it over last night, I think you can see that we were wearing them down defensively. So all those things are what we want, but it would be nice to get a few big plays through the pass game also.
You talked about your quarterback, Dre DeMoss. 20 carries, almost 110 yards or so, a couple of touchdowns last night. And Samuel, you mentioned that he had 80 to 85 yards offensively. That second half drive that took 10.5 minutes, Coach, sometimes the best defense is to keep your offense out there and keep the opponent at bay, and you did that. They only had, one drive in the second or third quarter?
Yeah, so I know we kicked off with 1:36 left in the third, and so as an offensive staff, we were thrilled because number one, we got points coming out of the locker room, which we knew we needed to have. Being down those 2 possessions, we had to come out and get a score to get momentum back on our side, and then to be able to do it and control the clock like that, that was huge for us. And I got to give credit to. One of our seniors, E.J. Robinson, on that drive, he took a little arrow route on play action, and I think broke like 3 tackles and ended up picking up 20 yards for us on a third down. Just a huge play by him where, it was just sheer will on his part, to get us those yards, and that kept the drive going, allowing us to go down and score. So, really proud of him on that crucial drive there.
Coach, talk to me about the defensive effort, what you thought last night, and maybe a bit about week 1 to week 2 for them.
Well, I love the way we run to the football. We've got guys out there who are relentless in their chase and will run. I just would like to see us be, more physical to start. I think we went in thinking we would hold up better against their run game than we did in that first half, and they came out and pretty much ran it down our throats the first series, and, we just kind of had to get a little wake-up call there. But I thought at halftime, coaches did a good job of getting the guys together, making adjustments, and, getting some big stops for us to keep us in the game. So, again, I'm glad with how that side of the ball played in the second half, and they played winning ball in that second half too. Again, it just comes back to starting with that same kind of fire and energy.
Well, I know the record says 0-2, but you've definitely, got some building blocks that you're working toward, and, keeping that positivity up and continuing to work hard in practice. That's what it takes, and you seem to be a great motivator at that. So hopefully a good week of practice, because you've got another test on the road with Wilson Central coming up on Friday.
Yeah, Wilson Central, another solid team, tough non-region game for us, but we're excited again for the opportunity, and we'll come in. It's a holiday Monday, but not for us. We'll come in Monday morning and get going preparing for them.
So what do you I'm sure you know just a little bit about Wilson Central, and probably working this weekend to get things broken down on the Wildcats, but what do you know about them so far?
Not a whole lot. I'm still kind of working on us right now, but I know up front defensively they got some big physical dudes we're going to have to account for. So we'll really have to look at with our run game who it is we want to read, who it is we're going to need to double or take extra guys to account for. So that's really the big thing with what we do. I know they got a shutout last night, so I think they're pretty good on the defensive side. And then offensively, I feel like they've always done a good job in terms of being diverse and making you defend a bunch of different guys. So, we'll see what they got offensively. But really, if you're just focusing on us, like I said, we just have to figure out a way to play 4 quarters and keep building on what we've done these first 2 weeks.
Well, I heard the Den was a great place to be last night, and game days, Coach, and it takes a lot of help to make that go off, and I know it starts with your administration, but faculty, everybody pitching in to help and do their part last night so you can actually concentrate on the football game. So I know our hat's off to them.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Like I said, it was a great environment last night, and we have our traditional, faculty potluck down there in the end zone for our home opener, and it was a huge crowd down there supporting us, and a huge crowd in the stands, and I thought it was a great, presentation of high school football last night. So, hopefully we can match that again the following week when we have our next home game. But, great environment for our kids, and that's what it's all about. So
yeah.
Hopefully we get that environment again and a little more positive outcome.
Coach, appreciate it. Hope you have a great, not long weekend for you. I guess every weekend in football season is just like the one before. Lots of work to do, but
yeah.
Find some time to have a burger in there somewhere.
Yeah, we'll do our best.
All right, Mike, thank you so much. That's the head coach of the Laverne Wolverines, Mike Woodward, joining us on the Coaches Show, brought to you by the law offices of John Day, providing superior legal representation to injury victims and their families. Find out more at johndaylegal.com.
Murfreesboro's favorite pizza?